Hey guys, we're gonna go live here on IG, live here on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and everywheres. Hey everybody, come on through. Hey, cool. I love when oh look, I forgot my fancy setup. That's better. Let me know if you have good audio. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to turn on the chat so I can see it. Awesome. Sheba's here saying excited for today's nuggets of wisdom. You know what, my love? I am going to jump right in because today there's so much I want to share. There's so much. Okay, let me see if I can get that set up right. Hey, over there on, let's see who's there. Dr. Tanya on Instagram. Hello. And Nick Frick over there. Audio's good, says Sheba. Amen. All right, great. Megna's here. Hi, Megna. All right, so let's dive in. All right. Hello and welcome to your Spark Sessions to start your 2023 in an empire state of mind. My intention for these sessions is to just give you a quick dose of illumination, a couple epiphanies along the way, a big dose of energy, just like a spark. I want you to also think of this as kind of like a long-range prescription for the spiritual and strategy tools you're going to need for 2023. Dominique is here on Instagram. Olivia, my love, is here on Instagram. All right, guys, let's dive in. Oh, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Tara-Nicholle Kirke. They call me the metaphysician. I'm a master coach, author of The Transformational Consumer, and the founder and CEO of Soul Tour, which is a coaching company and a school of self, life, business, money, mastery. Soul Tour is where the ambitious spiritual maximalists come to fulfill their potential and their dreams. It is really where smart, successful people come to get help building the empires they were born to build so they can live the lives they were born to live. All right, close your eyes right where you are. Envision roots of light extending out of your feet into the floor, into the center of the earth, rooting and nourishing you there. As I just declare that, may our brains now come fully online. May our minds become fully alert and come into this present moment. May our souls be awakened even 1% more by the time we spend together today. And may our hearts be in maximum receptive mode as we gather together and learn today. All right. Got some sparks for you today, and they are kind of in the vein of contrarian epiphanies. All right, so here we go. And this is probably going to take me 19 minutes. So if you're counting on 15, just you've been warned. All right. Now, most people think that what they need is the right strategy. They think they need the right business strategy, career strategy, money strategies. They think they have to make the right decisions and take the right actions in life to win, when what they actually need is self-mastery. They need to recalibrate first, then to actualize their true sacred selves, then to align all of the parts of them, all of their inner resources in a singular direction. The alignment step of my self-mastery method is where we take inspired action. Here's the other thing most people think. Most people think that when it comes to being your big self and doing your big dreams, making progress creates momentum. Progress creates momentum, right? That's what everybody thinks. And it's kind of stands to reason. But that's not exactly how it works. I've been in the transformation business for 25 years, okay? And I will tell you this, that if you start taking action to execute your goals without first recalibrating your nervous system, recalibrating your identity, your beliefs, your understanding of the laws and of the universe and how they work, and if you haven't first recalibrated your goals themselves to make sure that they're not based in fear and scarcity and unworthiness and trauma, if you start taking action on your goals, which most of us do, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just letting you know it's not the most effective way. All right. If you start taking action on your goals without actualizing your true self, learning who your true self really is and what your true self really wants, when fear is no longer running the show, Here's what I predict will happen. It might resonate because it's probably happened to you a whole bunch of times in your life. You will be able to white knuckle yourself into taking action. And you will find that your struggle switch flips on. And you will find yourself slamming into your upper limits over and over again because you're hitting your upper limits, are what the psychologist and author Gay Hendricks calls the thermostat limit in your spirit on how good you're willing to let your life get before you start blowing shit up. Okay. Now, the bigger the change you make in your life, in your business, in your money, whatever, and the faster you make it, the more disruptive you can count on it to be. The more uncomfortable you can count on it to be. The more likely you are to trigger the electric fence that your inner critic, the persona that is at the root of all of your self-sabotage, the more likely you are that that will start blowing shit up, and the less likely the changes that you make are to stick. The more likely you are to find yourself, instead of taking inspired action, lying fetal in the fetal position under your desk. Right? And just going back to the way things used to be. It wasn't that bad, right? I mean, your life is pretty good, right? Right. That's why we often see when people come into Soul Tour, and usually they come because there's something they've been trying to do and they haven't quite been able to do it. But they come in and we do the recalibration work first, and we do the actualization work first. And we find that many people actually let go of the old goals and reset their goals. And first it's untethering. They kind of have to grieve the past way they thought their lives would play out. But then we upgrade the vision together. Woo! And those of y'all who are in empires know, or who came to upgrade know, that new vision that comes in is usually bigger and sexier and still scary, but more delicious. It's like the Technicolor lick the plate version of your life. It's the let's go on a living spree vision for your life. And so today I've got 2 sparks I want to offer you to help dissolve the number one upper limit that I see in smart, successful, ambitious, spiritual maximalists, especially women, especially the spiritual ones who, are not only focused on business or money, especially moms or people with families, especially people who have a really transformational vision that could change lives and that could change the world. And that upper limit is straight up overwhelm. Like, that Zerisenheit, I think I may have shared that word with you before this week. It's like that feeling of being torn to pieces, that feeling of dispersed energy, unclarity of mind, unclarity of purpose, unclarity about what to do next, because the vision you're downloading is so great and so big and so beautiful, and it involves so many things. It's not just a business vision or a money goal. It's a life vision, the family vision, the vision of an electric, healthy body, of legacy level wealth, and all the time in the world to enjoy it, of travel, of sparking movements, right? It's very difficult when your vision is like that to know where to start. So today I'm going to offer you the tool first in the interest of time. And it's just a little acronym I picked up from, y'all know I like to read the real old-timey self-help and personal growth books. There's this book called Beyond Chaos by this woman. I think her name is Sheila Johnson. I hope that's right. But the book is called Beyond Chaos. Know that it's old-timey. Know that anytime I give you an old-timey self-help book recommendation, those old-timey self-help people talked a lot of shit. So you got to eat the meat and leave the bones, all right? But I ate the meat and left the bones for you. And here's one of the tools that I came up, or here's a way of talking about a tool I was already teaching that I came away with from that book. Mini steps, not baby steps, MINI steps. Move in natural increments. Move in natural increments. All right. So I've taught y'all for years, when you get the vision and it's big and it's scary, wholeheartedly engage with the parts of it that scare you and just take the natural next step. Just take the natural next. Stop trying to do 25-year action plans on every one of your goals. Just take the natural next step. Because if you take a 1% step every day toward the mile markers and milestones along en route between where you are now and the new reality you desire to create, 1% every day for a year is not 365%. 1% every day for a year, because it is compounded like interest, is 3,678% progress. All right. And as you know, if you're waiting for divine order and divine timing to light up the natural next steps before you, that can accelerate you as the divine sees fit. You can go from A to B to G to Z, or it will slow your ass down if you need your ass to be slowed down in the divine order of things, right? You might have to go back to F a couple times and work that on out. So when we talk about moving in natural increments, I really want to share 5 steps with you. I'm going to go fast. If you're a note taker, this is your shot. Get to it. Step number 1 is to be honest with yourself about what all of your priorities, projects, and intentions are. All right. A lot of times I see people, my people even, setting intentions and visions and goals without taking other priorities they've already been spending a lot of their time doing off of the plate, or without downgrading those in priority. You can't just keep adding things onto the plate. All right. This is not the Roadhouse buffet or whatever. There's one of you. You get, and there is this, and yes, time is fluid and flexible and all of that, but there's one of you. So be honest with yourself about all of the priorities and projects and intentions that you have, and then whittle that list of top priorities down. You basically can focus on 1 or 2 things as top priorities in your life at a time, and that's it, right? Step 2 is to rank your priorities for each natural increment of time. And I think I see a lot. I had some conversations after Spark Session 1 with people who were like, wow, you mean you don't always set your intention or vision for the year? And I'm like, I have a focus for the year, but usually my year focus is really more like an 18-month focus, because it's a bigger thing than really can happen in a year. And what I really watch are the milestones and mile markers that I'm trying to achieve every month or quarter or week. And sometimes I rank, I may say I'm really focused on my kids home from school for the holidays. So the book project is not a focus for these 2 weeks at all. All right. And then the next month, maybe that's my very extreme focus, right? So be real with yourself about what your priorities are, what the full list is, and then stack rank your priorities for each natural increment of time. And then step 3 is break your intentions and projects down, not into like black or white. Did I do it or did I not get it done? Like, did I get to $1 million this year or not? Break your intentions down into natural mile markers. Okay, natural next steps, natural mile markers. What are you going to do this month? And maybe focus on one thing that is along the way that you could do this month. All right. Then negotiate and sequence and allocate resources and timelines accordingly. One of my really good friends who used to be my own coach, Monisha Chandanani, we came up with a rule for Tara at the time that was like, just double your timelines. However long Tara says that something's going to take, it's going to take twice that long, because I was still very much healing from my old lawyer wounds, recovering attorney wounds, right? Like, stretch your timelines. Sequence your priorities. Maybe this month or this year, your focus is the family. Maybe this year, your focus is the business. Maybe this month, your focus is that funnel. And the next month, your focus is that program. And the next month, you know what I mean? Like, allow yourself to sequence and resource things with your time and your energy and your life force and your money and the people and all that stuff accordingly. And you be the boss in natural to you increments of the timelines. Don't just set a year goal because that's what everybody else does. Maybe your only thing to do right now is to get clear on what you want in the next season of your life, and you're going to give yourself a quarter to do that. 3 months, 90 days. You get to be the boss of your timelines. All right. And then once you do that, tune into feedback. Reframe. Is it working? I used to be like, my job right now in this season is to get help. All right. So then I went from once a month, twice a month housekeeping to every week housekeeping. And I wanted to make that mean something that I still felt like I needed more help. right? No. Now it's like, is that working? Is it enough? No, get more. No, get more. No, get more. Get the help you need until it works and make that be a project so that you can celebrate that you've made progress when what you've done is actually get the help you need so that as an unblocker to the next stage or the next natural step of your projects. Okay. So I want to tell you a really quick Greek myth about this idea. What I want you to know that is, well, I guess I should say this. Sometimes, often, when you hit an upper limit or you feel inner resistance to one of your own dreams and goals, often what's happening is that there is an inner conflict. There is a conflict between two things that you want. Sometimes the conflict is real. Sometimes the conflict is just a conflict it's fictitious. You may decide that what you want the most is to have is to find the love of your life and to, 3x your income at work. Okay. Those two things. Oh no, here's a better one. Maybe one of your goals, and this is for someone, is to hit $1 million in income this year, but you have this secret belief that you can't actually make that level of income and be a good person. Okay, that is clearly clearly to us, a fictitious inner conflict. And once you see that you have that inner conflict, you can work with that in your mind. But perhaps what your actual objectives are to raise thriving dancing children who get a ton of your devoted attention and time, find the love of your life, and build 3x your income this year. You may actually have to negotiate within yourself the sequence in which you prioritize those things. The chances that you can actually flow the level of life force to all of those priorities to do them all in the same period of time is really, really slim. But I want to say this, you can have it all. You do get to have a wildly passionate love life and health, an electric, healthy body, and legacy level wealth, and wisdom, and personal growth, and reflection time, and a beautiful family, and the creative self-expression. But you can't create all of those things from the beginning at the same time. All right. You got to be very intentional about how you allocate your time and your life force to one or two, or maybe a couple of top priorities at a time. And you got to be very intentional about noticing which priorities may not be in harmony with each other. Okay. So I'm going to tell you this really quick story. There's a beautiful book about this issue, or partially about this issue. It's called She, S-H-E, She, like the pronoun, by Robert Johnson. And in it, he breaks down the myth of Psyche and Eros. And I'm going to give you just the high points. The long and the short, Psyche is the Greek goddess that represents soul. And because this is a Greek myth, she is given all these different tasks and quests. And one of the tasks that she's given is to take this delicate crystal goblet and fill it with water from the raging river Styx, which is guarded by all these scary ass monsters, because that's what they did in mythology. And she's like faint with overwhelm. How will she ever do it? Spinning in circles, doesn't know what she'll do. It seems too big. It's the river represents just life. Life comes at you fast, right? In the end of the story, Eros, who is her beloved, his father Zeus, I know it's a Greek myth, y'all, sends an eagle to help Psyche. And what the eagle does, the eagle goes and gets the goblet from Psyche, flies past the monsters out looks down, eagle-eye view, flies to the middle of the river with the goblet, fills it up, and brings it back to her. Okay? Now, Johnson's interpretation of this is very, very, very on point. He says, you gotta just get that. This is the river of life. It comes at you fast. You cannot drink from all of it at the same time. What you gotta do is zoom out, decide what's important to you right now, swoop in, take that goblet, drink it, be satisfied by it, engage with it fully, and then move on to the next thing. Complete a milestone and move on to the next thing. All right. And know this, that if it's just, you've heard Abraham Hicks say this a million times. If you're in San Francisco and you're driving to LA, if you just don't worry about how you're going to get all the way there, if you just keep ticking past those mile markers, you know that if you keep driving in that direction, you'll get there. As long as you don't keep blowing your shit up and turning back around or driving in circles or wondering if you're doing the right thing, just keep going. Okay. And you have to, I invite you to recalibrate your definition of success, right? So that you start to see that anything that gets you closer to alignment, every mile marker, any experiment that you learn something from, that will get that learning will get you closer to the outcomes you desire, that's a win, right? Celebrate that progress, because it's not true that progress creates momentum. Perceived progress creates momentum. So you've got to do the job of perceiving all the progress that you're making. And the reality is that most of us have been explaining why we don't have what we want yet for so long that sometimes it takes us a long time for our story of progress, our perception of progress, to catch up with our actual progress. All right. I'm gonna leave church now. Know that at Soul Tour, we have a couple of programs where we support you. We help you both roadmap out the progress, make the progress, and celebrate the progress, register the progress. We help you recalibrate, actualize, and align as you build the empires of your soul. We offer business, life, self, and money mastery for transformational authors, leaders, and entrepreneurs who desire to walk one single cohesive roadmap for their big business and their personal, their spiritual growth. So if you want coaching and consulting and community and connection and mentorship, if you've been waiting for a sign that it's time to start actually lining up to the big things that are in your destiny, this is your sign. Most of the signs you receive in your life are not going to tell you it's the sign. I'm telling you, this is your sign. All right. If you think you'd like my help or my team's help, if you're on the soultour.com// spark sessions page, just click the button there that says book a call with Team Tara, I think it says. If you're anywhere hearing this, you can go to soultour.com/apply. And I'll leave you with the blessing that divine order is now established in your mind, body, and affairs as rapidly as can be joyful for you, that avalanches of abundance now begin to flow to you and through you under a grace overcome season in perfect ways. All right. And so it is. I love you guys. Enjoy the perfect unfolding of this year. I love you, Olivia. I love you, Dominique. Thank you so much, guys, over there on Instagram. Thank you, y'all, on Facebook. Awesome. Ashley here. Heidi here. Great. Deanna here. Let's go on a living spree, guys. Let's do it. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is human design, by the way. I'll see you tomorrow.